People typically come to see me when they're struggling and it's gotten bad enough to affect their quality of life. They can't enjoy the fun stuff, or it's hard to do the important stuff, or both. To be helpful, it's vital for me to understand what you think you need. We have to start on the same page. It's also important to know what you want, because wants and needs can be different. If I'm going to help you, I need to understand both. It's also necessary for me to understand what you're worried about. We need to address those concerns. Once I know your wants, needs, and fears, I can begin to develop a clearer picture of your goals. As you paint the picture, I can better understand why those goals are important to you. What do you desire about your goals? And what's your motivation? We need to be clear about the reason why you're seeking help. It's also useful to know what you've tried before. What did you love about your previous healthcare experiences? And what did you hate? With all of this info, I have a realistic shot at understanding the problem from your perspective. I can truly be empathetic. And once I can see the problem from your point of view, I can combine my skills with your preferences, schedules, and your priorities. Together, we can create a flexible plan that takes into account what you need and what you want. We can address the things that worry you, we can set measurable goals, and chart a realistic path for you to achieve those goals. We can harness your motivation when things get tough. We can respect your preferences by incorporating the things that you love and limiting the things that you hate. You get to have clarity and confidence in a plan that you helped create. It seems like people who are struggling desire clarity. They want a plan that they can understand. They also want a plan that is both effective and doable. I can't prescribe a plan that's effective and doable without knowing who you are. Because ultimately, you are the person who needs to execute the plan, not me. There are 160 something hours per week. Over 99% of that time is on you. I can't be with you most of the time. So it's essential that you understand the plan as well as I do. This process takes time. We will use all the available info to make an educated guess, a hypothesis. Then, we will decide together on the best way to test our hypothesis. Based on the plan that we make together, one of three things will happen. Number one, you improve, which means we're on the right path. Number two, no changes occur. This doesn't necessarily mean that we're on the wrong path. This just tells us that we may need to make a change. And number three, you get worse. In the unlikely event that you get worse, we stop the plan and we try something new. Lack of success is expected because we're just making educated guesses. However, lack of success is not a waste of time because we get to cross things off our list of possible solutions. Any failure just gets us one step closer to success. Sometimes we actually need to fail a few times in order to see the best solution. Small failures are part of the process. They can be incredibly valuable as long as we don't give up prematurely or stubbornly repeat our missteps. It's a terrible waste of time to keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. If you're struggling, there are often numerous roads to success. So don't ask the question, what's the best way? You have so many effective options. In contrast, there are really only two options that definitely won't produce results. Do nothing, or keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. People who are struggling often toggle between the only two options that definitely won't ever work. They repeat behaviors that don't work for a period of time, then they get frustrated and discouraged, then they switch to the only other option that won't work. They do nothing. If this sounds like your experience, then I have something for you. I suggest that you try something different, and I believe that you have many options. Consider this. What's the long-term cost of wasting time with healthcare that doesn't help you reach your goals? And what's the long-term cost of doing nothing? If you're struggling and you're wasting time with routine healthcare that isn't working, you can make a change. And if you're struggling alone with no support and no plan for the future, you can get help. Ask yourself, where am I now and where do I want to be? Let's make a plan to get you what you want and what you need. And let's make that journey together. I hope this helps.